Alright, so here's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a little bit of land nav practice at the orienteering course at one of the local parks around me. So as you can see here, I kind of have our bearings or azimuths already plotted out on here. Main thing here is 101 to 102. You can't cut over. There's some private land in here underneath the notepad. So basically you're going to have to intersect the main trail, head up to where there's a junction. I'm going to use that as my bearing point to get to 102. Then we're going to bounce around between, I don't know, probably like 10, 11 or so waypoints. We're not doing the full course today because I'll probably try to make it back after my son's nap. But the plan is, once we get to 108, hopefully we do that in a reasonable amount of time right now, since it's already almost 12. But the plan is, this is up away from the trail system that goes to the park, so it should be relatively secluded. I'm going to bring my alcohol burner and my canteen cook set, and we'll make some chili out there for lunch. After that, we'll just hit 2 more waypoints, and then head south back to that same trail junction and get back to the parking lot. So that's what I have going today. As I said, I already plotted out all the azimuths. I have all our coordinates or bearings that we're going to have to hit already mapped out or already jotted down, as well as the lengths associated with them that we'll have to walk. Once we're out there, we'll kind of figure out some backstops to get to us. I mean, our junction point to 102, obviously we're going to intersect the main trail one time, and then our next intersection should be 102 that we want to get to. So we'll have to kind of look at the map while we're out there to kind of get some of those bearings and backstops to make sure we're not going. I probably should have kind of counted out my, not my pace, what would you call that? Your step count to get to a certain distance. I have some ranger beads, but I have not counted out my paces, I think since high school, and I don't even remember what the heck they were. So we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants and using backstops on this one. Hopefully we don't get too lost, and if we do, I have the GPS on my phone, so we'll be able to kind of correct ourselves if we do. In the future, I'll have to go and get that paced out for myself so we can more accurately know if we're getting close or have shot past our point that we want to get to. This is all practice. I want to either this winter or this spring, before there's a lot of growth going on at Whisker Lake Wilderness. I want to get back to one of the lakes that there is not a trail system on. So this is going to be kind of the main practice for that. I'll do it a few times, probably do the full course, and then once I'm feeling comfortable, we'll get out there for an overnight or multiple days, where we have to use a compass and land navigation to get back to one of the secluded lakes back in that wilderness area. So that is the plan. You probably hear Birch whining in the background because he is ready to go, and he hasn't been out really this week at all because I got a deer or a buck, and so I've been fairly busy eating that cut up. So he's been trapped inside the whole day, so he'll probably be annoying the whole time we're out there. Just kind of bring you guys along on the action cam, so sorry if the video quality isn't as good as it is right now on the main camera, but this is kind of be quick and dirty. I want to get out there and get this done. Alright, hopefully it goes good. Alright guys, so we're at a first waypoint. I had to skip the first one. We'll start in 101. It's kind of weird, so I just decided to go down the trail. I had to follow the trail anyways. So what ended up happening is left by this junction point, the brown and purple by 109, and I set my azimuth over. I knew I was going to cross the trail 2 times before I got to the third intersection, which would be 102. So we got 102 right here, and yeah, I only came in, well, probably I want to say like 5 feet off from where I had to be. So now next we're going to get to 103. This is kind of the day I have out here. trail maintenance raked all the leaves off to the side, which is pretty nice. Beautiful day out for this. Alright, so 103, I was probably about 15-20 yards off. You can see it off in the distance. There's a birch tree right where that trail kind of goes right to. That's where I ended up on my plot line. What I did, because I wasn't seeing it, that's what I did because I wasn't seeing it, was, so if you can see 103 is off the north point of the contour lines here. So I knew I was a little off, so then I just looked at my compass and swung down this way, looking north, and I was like, well, it's gonna have to be at the tip of this or drop down, and sure enough, it's right at the tip of the high elevation here. So we're gonna head up to 104. So we'll get that plugged into our compass here and be on our way. Alright, so this is kind of what I'm dealing with. We got the waypoint right there. There's a big drop off that I can't get down with the dog. If I didn't have the dog on a leash, I probably could. It's just too hard when he's attached to me. So what I did is I just shot azimuth to that birch tree. There's a fallen log, so right at the stump of the fallen log. That's what we'll have to get over to. Looks like it gently comes down over there anyway, so then I'll be able to shoot my next azimuth and keep going on. Little garter snake guy over here. He's a little leaf litter. Alright, so what we got here is we're heading for 104. Can also use some of the terrain features. So we got the creek changing directions right here. If we look down here, happens right there. It starts going off that way. So I'm gonna be right there. We're already on our azimuth here. I'm gonna shoot one more. It should be in this general location. How well you can make that out. Yeah. Fossil right in there. How's that? Right next to it. So, put up the pictures. My phone probably took a better picture than the GoPro's gonna pick up. So, pretty cool. Chili's almost done. Sit. 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 So, not too successful of a land nav. I don't know what was going on. 104. I know I was in the right area before double checking my GPS, and then I double checked my GPS. I could not find it. The problem is, like you see in the video, they're just these little, probably like 3x3 or 4x4 inch metal squares. Some of them are hose clamped onto the trees, and some of them I think are just nailed on. So you really, if they're not hose clamped, you really don't have a 360 view if you're looking at the wrong angle. So if it's just nailed onto the tree and you're on the wrong end of the tree, you're not going to see it. So I think when they do their orienteering challenges out here, they put the big orienteering flags up by it that you can see 360, so you pretty much know where you're coming in. So what I did was I jumped after 104 I couldn't find, I was in the right area, I decided to backtrack, head back down the trail to waypoint 106, and then I cut a new azimuth to 108, which was where I planned to have my lunch. So I'm going to finish my chili up and get headed back home. It's just shy of 3 o'clock I think right now, so get back and do something with the family.